Yo, 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 yo. What up, though? What's good? Salute. 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 What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? It is Friday, April the 28th. This is the last Friday of the month. Man, it done. Man, April done came and gone. All right? April done came and gone. Let me give a salute. Salute to Miss Teresa. Thank you for donating early using the PayPal. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. And if anybody else want to show some love, you can definitely go right there and do it. Later on, we'll have a special guest again. All right. We have a special guest going on. But you know I got to get the laundry out the way first. All right. Got to get it out the way. And then we can go ahead and do our usual Friday discussion. What up, Joe? What up, Joe? Got some things going on. Possible new Zidoo coming out. Y'all saw it in the title. So definitely we'll definitely get into that just for a little bit. But what up, Joe? What's good? What is good? Salute to everybody. Just want everybody to know, salute to Real. I actually saw Real post this for anybody that's getting the streaming device on from Walmart. They do have it where you can add them to the cart and you can curbside pickup or have them shipped to your home, all of that. So they did do that, and I'll show it to you right now. That way, you know what it is. All right, you know what it is. But here it is, right here. All right, so now you can go and get this device. Just add it to your cart. Set your zip code or wherever. Check the eligibility, and then you can go ahead, go up in there, and get this device. This is probably the hottest device that they have on the market right now, other than the Fire Sticks. All right. Fire Sticks is probably still whooping tail. But as far as new streaming devices that's coming on the market, this one probably is that deal. For $20, you cannot beat it. Only thing I dislike about it is that that it take about 30 minutes after it does all of its updates and everything like that. I think that's a pain in the neck. But other than that, you got you a nice device. Has anyone ran into any issues like the first model? Did they fix the CC? Anybody losing any audio? So far, I done gave this to a few people. No hiccups as of yet. All right. I want to see if anybody's having any problems with it. I don't have any problems other than when I went live the other day and it wouldn't connect to the internet, but then finally it connected to the Wi-Fi. Is anybody experiencing any issues so far? I just think these devices are nice, solid, and if you don't have any, definitely get out to your Walmart. For $20 to my hustlers, dealers, showstoppers, you cannot beat that $20. And you know what? You may have to wait, 30 minutes for an update. But if you listen to me, just go ahead, preload everything. That way, if somebody call you, you won't have to sit back and actually wait. You feel me? And you just go from there. So I got a lot of work to do over the weekend. All right. I got a lot of work to do over the weekend. All right. And got a bag upstairs. So again, we definitely got a lot of work to do. All right. So you figured 1 hour. All right. 1 hour just on updates, 2 hours, right? So I'm looking at just 4 hours. And plus, I got 3 of them upstairs. All right. So what's that? 5.5 hours of waiting on the updates. So if I was you, go ahead. If you get a time, get some extra time, just go and get everything pre-installed. That way you do not have to wait. All right. And I'm still working on one, as you see right here. So long as, I don't see anybody saying anything. Rodney say the remote is disconnecting. I haven't. Is anybody else having any issues with it? I haven't heard nobody on YouTube or anything. You know what you might have to do, Rodney? And this happens with a lot of Android devices, including the NVIDIA Shield. You might have to just factory reset. Because look, a lot of these devices, they may be new to us, but these devices probably been sitting for like a year. All right. It's been sitting and sitting. And that's why, you got to go through all the updates. But some of the things like that, if the remote keeps disconnecting, factory reset that bad boy. That's one thing that'll clean up all of that. All right. So, yep, I'm gonna send you the link in just a second, Brian. Brandon. Yep, I'm gonna send it to you. But no issues with mine. I still can't believe how cheap it is. Yeah, C-Dub, we've been doing this for a while, so it's definitely a cheap little device. But like Jay Sneed said, I think it's updated, Jay Sneed, but every now and then with these Android devices, you have to factory reset. I got a Chromecast that I need to take back. And I got to find the receipt. The receipt is somewhere around here. I need to take back because even after the update, is giving problems. Not with the remote, but the whole user interface is a little bit different. So I know it's something that's going on with that device. Um, but just so these devices are working. Good. I went back up to Walmart today and shoot, they had like another whole like 16 or 20 of them right there waiting. So they have a lot. And I believe they're going to sell a lot. And recoup. It's definitely competition, you know, and what we just gonna use it to our advantage. But if just make sure. One thing I can tell you, because you get it for a deal, that don't mean you have to give everybody a deal. Let me say that again. Because you got it for a deal, that doesn't mean you got to give everybody a deal. All right. Get your bread if that's what you're going to do with it. Um, there's no need for everybody because you got it for 20, you're going to sell it for 40. All right. No, but you're saving people thousands of dollars. That's not how it works. All right. What up, dope? What up, dope? Now, let me do this because I got another one for you. The Dell law is about to be in full effect. All right. Full effect. Let me share this right quick. All right. I think y'all know that I went out and got this Hisense, right? Caught it 900 and some change. I think it came up to like 954 on this device. All right. Got this Hisense. Very, very nice quality television. Super, super, super slick. All right. Super, super, super slick. I like it. Um, Everything's nice about it. But I always go in with Best Buy, really Best Buy. And I really start to see if anything else has come up. All right. Well, I went to this right here. I went over here and I'm looking and I say, hold up. We got, we got this one. All right. So I'm thinking of adding $300 and some change. Right. and go on ahead, do the Dell Law, take that 65 back, and go ahead and get this 75-inch. Because look, remember when I told y'all last week, I moved the 70-inch that I had in the living room. I put that in my bedroom, hung it up on the wall, and I got the 65-inch, right? My wife be talking smack, oh, that little TV, I'm all right. But now I'm looking at this one right here. Pretty much the same television, it's just larger. And, you know, thinking about going ahead, add a couple hundred to it and take this one back. I mean, bring this one home, but take the other one back. Now, again, this is the U8H model. All right. This is that model. Very nice colors. But then when I went to check if it was in inventory, you know, it was telling me, it's not in inventory. It got to get shipped. So I got some situations here. The earliest I can get it is I want to say on the 2nd. But I still think this is a nice little deal for 1300. Really when it's going for 1500. All right, as you see right there. And you see it says deals ends and a little bit over 5 hours. All right. But I'm really, really thinking about it. I'm really, really thinking about it because I just believe that's just a better deal. All right. And what happened, I ain't going to tell y'all what happened last week, but I did all right. To be honest, I think I only paid four of my own cash, like 400 or was it 300? I can't remember. But with my own cash, I only paid that. All right. But I'm really thinking about it, getting this television and sending it, I'm going to call Best Buy and see what they say because they may even just drop this television off and pick up that one. So I'm going to see what they say and then go from there. I think I got like 90 days to return the television if I don't like it. And so I'm gonna just see what they say. Excuse me, drinking a beverage. And then go from there. But this is not a bad deal. All right. And again, the television, it shows very, very nice. I'm not gonna lie. Even with streaming, I'm not gonna even talk movies, but if you streaming live TV, this is one of the best budget televisions that you can get right here. All right. And like I said, I'm thinking about going ahead and using the Dell Law in full effect and take this bad boy in. I don't know. That's what I am thinking of doing. All right. That's what I'm thinking about doing right there. Um, uh, let me see. You say, Dale, it might be helpful to mention when reconnecting remote on the box, push button for 2 seconds only. Any longer with factory reset. I found out the hard way. Peace. Yeah. Yeah, I know I got that button on the side of on the front of the box. Yeah, that may work. Or, honestly, Rodney, I know you might be right. I'm not, either way, I think you can do it. Um, you should be solid. But it could be that pairing. But he said it's disconnecting though. That's the only thing I'm having a problem with, Rodney. If it's disconnecting, there's something going on because it's paired, but now it's unpairing. And so why will it unpair? I don't know. Really, when it's paired. So that's why I said a good factory reset usually fixes all of that, you know. Um, but we'll see. I mean, a good factory reset probably would do it, or you could just try to repair it, press that button for a couple of seconds, and do it that way. All right. Yup. So I would probably if it's me, I'm just going by me. If it's me, I think factory resets are very, very good, because it could be something going on up in there, and there's nothing wrong with a good factory reset. All right, there's nothing wrong with that. All right. G Torres say, why not get the new Amazon 65-inch QLED Omni? I don't know. Because I'm trying to go bigger. I'm trying to go bigger. I heard them Omnis are very, very nice. But I get, when it comes to these devices, this Hisense, this U8H, they are getting great reviews. Not to say that the Amazon Omni doesn't get a great review or anything like that, but they compare this bad boy to the Sony. I don't forget the model, but one of them good Sonys that you paid like $2,000. And listen, when I tell you the brightness, the blacks are black and the yellows are yellows and the whites are white, yeah, it's very, very nice. Very, very nice. Very, 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 very nice. Very, very nice. All right, so let's do this. There's another, all right. I know some of y'all been waiting on this. If you're familiar with Zidoo, all right, you're familiar with Zidoo, there is some situations going on, all right? We're there. Let's go and share it. All right. Let me go and make that larger. All right. Zidoo has a upcoming Zidoo model Z9X Pro. Also, they got the Z20 Pro. All right. A little bit, it got a little bit of power. Some of it is not much, but it's a little bit. All right. Also, you know, they doing this home theater 4.2 0.5 1 or .51. But let's look at this one first. All right. Let me see where we get it. All right. Let me do this right quick. I actually saw this on one of the Zidoo websites. I mean, Facebook group pages. Where you going, man? Huh? You ask Keisha? You better ask her. Yeah. Chris tried to sneak down there. All right. Let me do it like this. Hold up. I did have the page up. I don't know how I lost it. I really don't know how I just lost it. All right, let me do this. I go over here. Let me go to my my Facebook right quick, and I will get this up right quick. Hold up. I actually found it on one of the Zidoos. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? And it actually had it. Where you at? Where you at? And I had this thing up and ready. And I think I closed out the wrong one. And it was even given, it gave the specs and everything. Let me do this. Hold up. Where you at? 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 Where are you at? Is this it? No, that's not it. Man. All right, let me try another way because it was definitely on. All right, let me do it this way. I can always search. Boom, boom. All right, here we go. I found it. Definitely found it. Here we go. So here it is right here. This is the upcoming, and this was just released April 26th. So this was Wednesday. The new Zidoo Model Z9X Pro. All right. But here it is. Of course, it's going to look very, very similar. The operating system is Android 11. You got the Realtek RTD 1619. All right. So you see the CPU right there. It's going to be running the ARM Mali G57. But here's the big thing right here. It's getting the upgrade. It's getting the upgrade on the RAM. So 4 gigs of RAM. Of course, 32 gigs of internal storage. And then you got the Bluetooth 5.2, which is very, very nice. Dual band Wi-Fi. So you get all the bells and whistles. And you get the MIMO technology. It already had the gig Ethernet port, so we're good on that. HDMI 2.1. So and also it's getting that AV1 video decoding, even though it's not a lot in the AV1, along with HDR10, HDR10 Plus, Dolby Vision. So you got a few things. Now I tried to click on these images, but you see them right here. If you got a Z9X, it's very, very similar. It looked like they went from silver to black. All right. That's what it looked like to me. All right. So this looked like a prototype or something like that they getting ready to release very, very soon. All right. Very, very soon. And again, I wish I can click on it and make it larger, but it's not doing it right now. But it is you know, um, it says a good informer member has posted on Zidoo forum it plans for 2024 lineup. So it looked like they're getting this ready for next year. So you heard it here. All right, you heard it here. Now let's go back and look at the other one. Where is it at? Right here, the Z20 Pro. Pretty much the same specs. All of that 4 gigs, 5.2. All of that is the same. Nothing big, but as you see, they still going to have it's basically like the Z10 Pro. All right. So the front, side, you're gonna have the drive door, so you can plug internally and everything. Now, as far as the remote, I really can't see the remote. Hopefully, it's Bluetooth. They really don't give any type of information on that, at least that I can see, you know. But it's pretty nice though. All right. Pretty good for people who may want to engage on this device. But as you know, Zidoos are very, very nice. Really, when it comes to people wanting to connect their devices to a home network. All right. But again, too bad we can't click on the pictures. But it is pretty cool that they coming out with it and things like this. So this site, is pretty. I used to go to here like years ago, but Plex, all of this, you know, this is where I tried. This is one of the places where I tried to download the Home Theater 4.0 and put it on a regular drive. I mean, a regular Android TV box. It didn't work, guys. It did not work. It just kept crashing. All right. It kept crashing. I did this like years ago. All right. But different models and stuff like that. You can go up in there and read on that stuff. Again, pretty nice though. They don't have the prices, but you it's gonna be competitive out there. So you know it's gonna be at least that Z9X Pro is probably gonna be like two something, and that Z10 that Z20 Pro is gonna be in the threes. But we'll see if they're doing some things differently. Yep. So it's going to be very nice though. Again, I do belong to the Zidoo official page. So if y'all got a Zidoo, you're on the Facebook group, definitely go over there because they definitely drop some gems. And this is where again I get a lot of my stuff from here. These guys just be posting and posting and posting and posting and asking questions. So again, I get my information from here. I went here a few times, quite a bit, like years ago, but usually this is where I go and get everything because a lot of people be having problems and stuff like that, and they actually sit back and help people. And they even threw a question out there some days ago of their NVIDIA Shield Pro with Plex also can play local media files, capable Atmos True HD. Somebody asked this, right? And so they said, so why is it do? Man, it was so many comments in there, and people were just letting it be known. And they definitely was like, listen, I'm going to do, and they keep it as simple as possible. So again, you can go over there and check that out if you want, and or you can just come over here and check it out because this is I found this information over on the Zidoo Facebook page. All right, so again, you can check that out and then go from there. All right, you can go from there, and then and then we'll see what it is. What up, though? What's good? What's up, Rose? What's good? Chariot, what up, though? Let me see. What do you say? Say, Super, what's up? Hope all is well. The Formula have the real tech. Don't know it would hold up. Don't know it would from you say don't know it would work from the Zidoo. Yeah, I mean that's just the CPU. I don't know either. I don't know. I do not know, E. I will have to check it out. It probably won't work though. It probably won't. What's up, everybody? Salute. Smack that thumbs up as you enter in the building. All right. So, any questions for me before I get my guests on here? Any questions? Anything you need to ask before? Because he has something special um that he want to display on here, and I'm gonna give him. I'm gonna let him show it to you, and then go from there. All right, I'll let him get that information out to you. But any questions for me, because I'm getting ready to send this link out to him. All right, because he actually got the Dune device. All right, he got the Dune device, and Brandon wants to actually show y'all. And then go from there. All right, so anything. He said, I have Microsoft have that deal where Activision Blizzard gets done. All right. Got that right there. Let's see if anybody said anything up there in the comments. What up, Joe? What's good, everybody? What is up? What is good? Big H say, yo, what about adding more hard drive space on the on box? Yeah, we gonna get there. We get there. I would definitely get there. Probably on the Monday show, or if I'm not too busy tomorrow, I would definitely go live and do that. It's real simple and easy. It's very, very easy. Uh, it ain't nothing to it, but I definitely will be doing that. But today, um, because me and Brandon been emailing each other, and hold up, y'all. And he was digging that Dune. He was digging the Dune. So we definitely gonna see what he got, and then go from there. So I sent him the link. So Brandon, if you out there, you got the link. What up, though, Fred? What's good? Say hello, Dale. Hope all is well. You and your family. Take care, my good brother. Thank you, Fred. Hopefully you and your family is doing just as well. Uh, Nothing crazy happened today. Uh, Family is doing well, though. I cannot even lie. Family is doing lovely. All right. Let me give a salute. Let me give a salute. I don't got my glasses down here, but let me see. Say salute to Michael Johnson. All right, he say a little something towards that 75-inch. You help me. You help. Hold up. Say you help me more. You help me more. Thank you. Thank you. No. Hey, Mike. I'm trying to read it, man. But my glasses, man. I don't know. Over the last 2 weeks, it seems like I used to be able to read, but he said, yeah, man, you're getting old there. So he said, a little something towards that 75-inch. Hey, Michael, I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the donation to PayPal. And again, if y'all want to show some love to the channel, you could do just like Michael did and Miss Teresa done. And then go from there. I don't know, man. I don't know where my glasses are at. But let's get to it. Yeah, that on. Oh, let me see where Harry. Hold up, Brandon. Here I come. He said, yeah, that on is a tough customer in the beginning. Yeah, I told you. I told you, Harry. I told you, man. That sucker take all day. All day. But without further ado, let me get our brother Brandon up here. Get him up in here. He look like he got some better light. I see him.
Yeah, I upgraded my camera.
Oh, you upgraded the camera. All right. It
Hmm.
looked good. It looked good. What's up, Brandon? How you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you?
I am good. Good. I had to get the laundry out the way and talk about some things. Tell the people what you want to discuss.
Well, shoot, I just learned from you that the new Zidoos were coming out, and
Hmm.
that got rid of a lot of what I was going to talk about. Because what I was going to say was one of my first points about the Dune is other than their like beginning model,
Hmm.
all of the Dune devices have at least 4 gigs of RAM. When compared to the Zidoo as it is now, the only Zidoo device that has the 4 gigs of RAM is the top of the line UHD 3000.
Yeah.
And then a lot of their more audio focused devices have 4 gigs of RAM. But now that they got a new Xenon X coming out. Well,
Yup.
I shouldn't say a new one, an upgraded Xenon X,
Yup.
and then a new Z10 Pro, which is a Z20 Pro, and both of those have 4 gigs of RAM. That kind of negates what I was gonna say.
Yeah. Yup. And the thing is, I think they listen. One thing about it, Brandon, they do. I think they do listen to us.
Mm,
They do like a lot of feedback, and it wouldn't surprise me because I don't have whether it was for Formula, Buzz TV, who else? Superbox. All of them listen to our shows. Like when we
mm,
doing videos or live shows, and they love feedback. And I'm quite sure they probably said, "All right, Zidoo, y'all been doing 2 gig for a long time now.
mhm.
Can we beef it up just a little bit to make it more interesting?" Now, would that come with a price hike? I don't know. We just gonna have to wait and see. But that is good that they are listening, and you
Excuse me.
know, not that the 2 gig of RAM stopped us from watching movies because the movies continuously play, right?
Hmm.
No hiccups, but it's probably gonna help out in some other areas if you want to open up like multiple screens while you stream. You might be web browsing online and stuff like that, so that may help.
What else was I gonna say? Oh, price hike. I really don't think so. Because at the moment, you can get the Z9X on Amazon for 229. So I think what's going to happen is they're going to get rid of, or they're going to delete the listing for the Z9X, and then they're just going to put the Z9X Pro in its place.
You think?
And then yeah, because it seems like there would be no reason to buy a Z9X if they're both the same price. And at some point, as a company, you have to realize that you can't just keep the same old, well, I shouldn't say old, the same dated technology in there with brand new stuff, because everyone's going to go towards that brand new thing
Mhm.
as long as it's priced correctly. So what I think is they're gonna just delete the Z9X listing, put the Z9X Pro in its place, and they might put the Z10 Pro and the Z20 Pro right next to each other.
Mhm.
I think, but in my experience with a lot of tech companies, they'll just completely get rid of all their old stock and then um, like replace it with all their updated stuff. But one thing I think is interesting that I didn't hear you talk about was that Zidoo is making their bottom two devices. They're upgrading them before they do their top. What is it? Their top two devices, right? So they haven't said anything about upgrading the Z1000 Pro, even though they most likely will, or the UHD 3000, which again they most likely will. And I think that's because they want the cheaper devices to act kind of like guinea pigs. So send people these brand new devices, work out any kinks that you have in there, and then fix them. And then move on to the upgrade of those more expensive devices, because when you buy that more expensive device, you're less likely to upgrade it every single year than if you just buy, like, let's say the Z9X, which is 230. If the Z9X Pro came out next year, which is what the plan is, then it's a lot easier to spend $230 again than if you were to buy the UHD 3000 today, which is 1100, and then buy the UHD 4000 or whatever next year for that same $1100. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can see them doing that. I can also look. Me personally, with these devices here, I don't know if they'll pull them. They might, discount them. They may discount them. I don't know. We definitely gonna have to wait because I done saw like where like let's take for instance Walmart.
Hmm.
Walmart end up pulling all of their boxes.
Yeah, I was
All-
sad when I saw that.
Yeah, they end up because it was people was like I can't find an on box, and I'm like shoot all my WalMarts got them, and then I will go to one it wasn't none, but then it was a few left at this one, and
Mhm,
I grab a couple of them. When I went back, now that one's all gone, and then I go to another one. They might be all gone, but then it might be three left on a. You could tell that things were getting pulled.
mhm.
They may pull them and just scrap them. I don't know, but it's going to be interesting what Zidoo does because I don't think they all of their devices have been like I ain't gonna say well the Z9X was my very first one, and I
Mhm.
think that was the very first one that they released. But the Z10 Pro, which I got that one next, and then no, I got the Z9X, and then I got the Z10 Pro,
Mhm.
and then I got
C1000.
the Z1000, and
Mhm.
then all of them pretty much work the same.
Mhm.
It's just about your setup and how does it look, and depending on an individual's setup, you know. If they got black leather furniture, and
Hmm.
they got they television hanging on the wall, and they TV stand might be black, then it might be good for them to go for the Z1000
Exactly.
instead of the Z10. Add a couple extra dollars, but it is
They could.
interesting though.
They could. Now that I'm thinking about it, they could just like come out with the Z9X Pro and then just mark down the Z9X and then
Yep,
sell
yep.
out of their old stock.
I would think they would do that instead of just pulling everything. I think they had discounted maybe about $30-$40. See how that go. Because it's
Mm,
not like they losing money. They're not losing money. All right. I mean,
yeah, you're
coming
right.
from coming from over there, it doesn't take it doesn't take much to put the if you got the equipment over there, it doesn't take much to put it together. It wouldn't surprise me if it cost them $25 to put everything together. Because
For
that's all they
sure.
doing is flashing. That's all they
Yeah.
doing is flashing, using their drives and everything, flashing, putting the chip, because they're not like me and you buying one, two, or five or 10. They buying bulks,
Hmm.
large bulks. So I'm talking like thousands at a time. So I can imagine they're probably getting the case for everything for like super, super, super cheap.
Excuse me.
Yep. So
Um. Oh, something else. I figured out a way to make the pictures bigger.
okay.
For the Z9X Pro and the Z20 Pro, and I also noticed some stuff about them that I think people would be interested to see.
All right. Well, let's get
So
into it.
let me go ahead and share my screen right quick.
Mhm.
Entire screen. All right, can you see my screen?
Yep, I'm about to add you right now.
Oh, okay, cool.
There we go, right there.
All right, so you can see it.
Yep.
All right, so something important to notice is they're upgrading from Android 9 to Android 11. Now, that doesn't really matter so much in just playing movies and stuff,
Yeah.
but it overall means like better security. Um, there's probably better stability, stuff like that, less stuff to go wrong. And then they have the new CPU in there, the RTD 1619 BPD, and that's upgraded from the 1619 DR. Now, the only really important thing is that the processor that comes in the regular Z9X came out in late 2020. So it's about to be 3 years old, and this 1619 BPD came out just now. So it's what, April 2023, so Q3 23. So it's overall, it's 3 years newer, and it's better technology, and it also has a slightly better CPU and a slightly better GPU. Now that pretty much won't affect anything. Because playing 4K movies, even in Dolby Vision, which is notoriously difficult to do, is already handled pretty well by the processor that's in the regular Z9X. So they're basically just upgrading it because the new chip just comes with newer parts. And you talked about that RAM increase, which is a very big deal. 2 to 4 will make everything a lot more stable. It means you won't have to restart your device as much. It's a really good thing. Then they're upgrading to Bluetooth 5.2, which is the newest version of Bluetooth. So that means overall better stability, and yeah, that's the main thing about the newer versions of Bluetooth. And you talked about the new MIMO technology. Now, this is a really big deal because this is one of the newest features of Wi Fi 6. And all MIMO means is it stands for multi in, multi out, and it means your device can make more connections to your router, which means more stable speeds and faster speeds. So, while most people connect by Ethernet, so this won't really matter, this may mean that if your Z9X now doesn't stream movies very well over Wi Fi, the Z9X Pro and the Z20 Pro could make it better, could make movies like that work. Then HDMI 2.1 means theoretically the Zidoo devices could now start to play 8K, but it says right here support up to 4K. So I'm gonna guess that they're just gonna limit it by software because 8K is a lot to
A lot of bandwidth.
yeah, it's a lot to stream, and even if you have all that on a hard drive, it's a lot of horsepower that you need. So they're probably going to limit it by software. The 12-bit is just talking about better color, but pretty much no one has a 12-bit display, so it doesn't really matter. You talked about AV1, which is a pretty big deal for YouTube. That YouTube is kind of the main driver behind AV1, and that just means you can have better looking video files and better sounding audio with less horsepower, which is always a good thing. And then yeah, that's about it. And I don't believe the Z9X Pro is going to come with a Bluetooth remote, but if we look at this image, it's looking like it comes with a new remote. If this is the remote that everyone gets in the world. I see up here that it is the US plug, so I'm going to guess that this is what everyone in the US will get. To me, this like is completely blacked out. It looks sleek and it has more buttons on it. And overall, they're basically copying what a lot of TV manufacturers are doing and making this whole directional pad one piece, so it's easy to feel what direction you're going on with the direction pad. So they're definitely making progress.
Yeah, they got that on their remotes on the directional and stuff like that.
No, I'm
I,
talking
I
about. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
no, no, I'm hoping that, and again, this is like the prototype because they always. I'm hoping that with all of these upgrades, they at least add the Bluetooth part in there. That's what I'm hoping. I'm really, really hoping that. I'm hoping. I know what you're saying with the Z9X and the Z9X Pro and the Z20 Pro.
Excuse me.
I
Hmm.
would love it is that remote would be just go on ahead, just give us the Bluetooth instead of the IR.
That would make sense.
But
Um. Oh, go
again,
ahead.
we don't know. We don't know right now. But yeah, I do see the slickness in that remote, and I hope that remote is backlit.
Uh, it looks backlit to me because if you look at the buttons, you
Mhm.
can see that the icons and text on it isn't white. Like it's not colored. It looks like a grayish. So that usually means they're see through, which usually always means there's a light behind it. And there would be no reason for them to take away the backlit buttons on a remote for a new device, since that is like one of the main features of pretty much every Zidoo device. They all have backlit buttons on the remote. But
Mhm.
something else that I thought was really interesting, you talked about them switching to black, which I think is a good choice. Black is, in a lot of people's household, black is much more fitting than gray,
Yeah.
especially the lighter gray that the Z9X is. I think the Z10 Pro is slightly darker. I don't know. But anyways, it's not very important. Another kind of nitpicky thing that I noticed because I'm always looking at the details is that if we look closer, let me zoom in. The Dolby Vision logo right here is the updated Dolby Vision logo. So the all the Zidoo devices so far have the older Dolby Vision logo that came out in I think 2016. Dolby, the company behind Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos, updated all their logos in 2021. So now they have the new, more accurate logos on here, which I thought was interesting. So that's about it. Um, it looks like, other than what I talked about, the Z9X Pro is going to be virtually identical to the Z9X, just upgraded under the hood, a slightly different color, and a different remote that is hopefully Bluetooth. But I don't know because the Z9X remote right now is IR. I think the Z10 Pro remote, as you said, is IR too.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Both of them
then,
IR.
and
Both
then
of
I think is the Z1000 Bluetooth.
the Z1000 is Bluetooth.
Okay, and that would mean the UHD 3000 would have to be Bluetooth because that's the
Yeah,
higher end model.
yeah,
So it would be interesting to see if they'll just use the same remote for like everything, like all their devices, because that would make a lot more sense, like manufacturing speaking, because that you wouldn't have to manufacture different kinds of remotes. But one thing I'm also hoping that Zidoo does, which is something that Dune does, which I'll talk about in a minute, is like sell the remotes like by themselves. Because I've lost my Zidoo remote a lot, even though that thing is massive.
right.
But if you wanted a new one, you can't really go out and buy one. Like the Zidoo website doesn't sell their remotes by themselves. Amazon doesn't sell them by themselves. So if you lost it, the only thing you could do is get like a Bluetooth remote.
Yeah.
And they sell them, but it won't be official.
Well, one let me before you move forward, one remote that for people who may not know, it's an alternative. It might not be the best, but you can go to Amazon. Like for people who want a Bluetooth, and this is what I've done with mine. There's a device, a sofa baton. Uh, have you saw one of them before?
Oh yeah, the Sofa Baton is like basically the Chinese company that sort of kind of copied the
Logitech
Logitech
Harmony.
Harmony. Yeah.
Yes.
But then Logitech Harmony shut down and Sofa Baton just took over, and now they have tons of models of remotes.
Yep. And here you have it right here. Sofa baton. Now I don't know. Now this is their higher end remote right here. This X1. This is a Bluetooth, and it is definitely going to connect to the Zidoo. But a lot of times they throw this remote right here on sale between 35 and then the regular price is 50. All right. Well, this one got 60 on there. I don't know about that. But I know last week I literally just saw this one. I think it was 39, but the cheapest I saw it was 35 because I end up buying a couple of them, never even used them. But I do know Bo got this one right here. Bo has it. I think he this one right here, which is very very nice if you look at it. Let me just go up in here for individuals who I mean it's very very nice. Do you want to pay 159 for it? That I mean that's personal preference. I don't see anything wrong with it. It's your money. But they are comparing this bad boy just like the Logitech Harmony, which was huge. When I did
Mhm.
cable, I saw Logitech Harmony on remote controls. All right. So I think it's really, really cool. I mean, I don't know if I will ever get one of these, but it is nice and neat. It is nice and neat. And it you can put it on televisions, DVD player, game consoles, CD players, speakers, pretty much anything that's Bluetooth. I'm quite sure if you got an Amazon Echo, you can hook this remote control up to your Amazon Echo, and you can do them multiple at one time. So it's pretty neat.
Oh yeah,
Pretty,
the Sofa
pretty.
Baton. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you good. You good.
I was just gonna say the Sofa Baton can control basically anything that uses a remote. They have codes for everything.
Yeah,
They have codes specifically for the Zidoo, specifically for Dune devices. Every TV I've ever seen that is controlled by a television, they really know what they're doing over there. And a lot of their more expensive remotes are rechargeable, meaning you there's no batteries no more. You just plug them in. And then I think their top of the line remote has a little dock that comes with it. You would just lay the remote down in there for it to charge.
yeah. And this is the one that I have right here. So a lot of us have this remote right here. The good thing about this, once you go into the app that you put on your tablet, your phone, you can pretty much name your device whatever you want as long as you don't go past the characters. But just like somebody you see up there said Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, Shoot, you could put like Brandon can put shoot my TV or my Zidoo.
Hmm. Yep.
It's pretty sweet that you can do that. But again, this is the older model right here, and you see it's a little bit wide or whatever, but it is very very long. Pretty solid. It gets the job done. But usually, like I said, you can get these for a little bit cheaper than $50. So it's pretty
Um,
solid.
I'm pretty sure that comes with a learning function as well. So that would mean you just point your old remote at it,
Yeah.
and it would just remember all the commands. So you wouldn't have to put in any code. So they Sofoton's a good company for universal remotes, and I'm pretty sure all of them also have the feature where you can set it up to say, um, like you can set it up to where it'll say like play movies, and it'll like turn on your TV, turn on your AVR, turn down the lights. Like it can do a lot of stuff. That is the who commented or who put it in the chat. I think it was
Ooh,
Sean. Yeah,
Sean.
Sean.
Yeah.
Yeah, he um put that they have the two remotes on there, the V12 and then the V10 Mini. That V12 is the same remote that we saw in the pictures, and that remote right there is Bluetooth. So if the pictures are right, which I'm not saying they are, because they might be
Yeah.
prototype, they
Right.
it might just be in there, but
Right.
if that remote comes with it, then that would mean this would be the first time the entry level Zidoo devices will get a Bluetooth remote.
Put that picture up again, and let's see. We can compare it.
All
Yep.
right, let's see. Let me share my screen again.
Yep. What up, though, Huff? Yeah. We see you out there, Sean. We see you.
Where was it at? Where is it at? Where is it at? Here.
So let's do this right quick.
Let me zoom in real close. It'll be a little pixelated because I'm zooming in, but
Yeah. So let me, and what I'm gonna do, I'm just going back and forth. So instead of them using the green buttons, they're actually the orange. Yeah, it looked like it's the same. Oh, let me see. It looked
it
like
looks.
it looks the same. Oh, let me see if
Hmm.
I can. Definitely looks the same. Three, one, two, three, one, two, three.
Excuse me.
Yeah, it's the same remote. So that's why I was saying, I hope that they actually keep what we would never know until until they actually release it, because they'll be saying, yeah, we working on something else, and it came up. So yeah, let me see what's the price on this though. Let me just see something right quick. See if they got a price.
Oh, I got you. I can put the link in the chat. I found them. On the official shop.zidoo.tv website, that remote is $39.
39, which is not bad. But where is it coming from?
Zidoo is based in China, so I'm gonna guess this ships directly from China.
Yeah. So you're looking at what, like three weeks, possibly 2 to 3 weeks to get to the States.
Probably. I put the link in the chat.
Yeah. So
You can also buy that same remote from AliExpress, which of course ships from China.
yeah.
And I think it was slightly more expensive on AliExpress. Da, da, da. Nope, it's the same price. Um, yeah, it's the exact same price on AliExpress. So
Now they got another remote. Look, I
the
wouldn't get the
smaller one.
remote. Let me just see if it Bluetooth. Let me just make sure.
Scroll.
It's Bluetooth.
Yep. Oh, okay. So if both of their newer ones are Bluetooth and they're not even talking about an IR only one, then I'm more confident that it'll be Bluetooth.
Yeah, because they got now the thing is, which model is going to give you this one compared to the other one?
I like my numbers now.
Yeah, this one doesn't have the numbers or anything like that. It might not even be backlit. I don't know.
You know what? What I'm thinking. This I'm
Oh
kind of
no,
going
they
down a
backlit.
rabbit.
They backlit.
I'm kind of going down a rabbit hole now, but maybe Zidoo might pull what Dune is doing, because Dune just came out with those regular Android TV boxes that are made for Netflix and YouTube and all that, and uh aren't really what you call it. They're not really made for like the people that have a bunch of movies on hard drives and stuff. So
Okay.
I'm thinking Zidoo might come out with a brand new device that they've never come out with before. That might just be a regular set top box.
See, but I probably wouldn't. And how much is the cheapest just to watch Netflix and Hulu and all that? What's the cheapest device you can get from Doom?
Oh, from Dune? I thought you were asking for the cheapest device. Period. I was about to be like it's that on the on box is
Yeah,
like $20. So
yeah.
that's
So, and
uh
that's what I'm saying. Would people get the Doom? I think the only benefit to get the Doom is if they have their server on their network and they just want to connect their
well, you
content
know what? I
on the
I
device.
completely lied. The Dune comes with the Dune Media Center, which is basically like home theater.
Yeah.
So it comes on there,
Yup.
and they already have Android 11 on the newer Dune devices. Let me share my screen because this is pretty interesting coming from Dune. So let me go in here. Okay, so the first newer Dune device is the Homatics Box R 4K Plus. They're really not good at naming their devices, I've seen, but basically all of this is for watching Netflix and YouTube in HDR, HDR10 Plus, and Dolby Vision. So they're officially certified by Google, which means you won't have any issues. And all of the Dune devices come with the Play Store already in there. This comes with a new processor. It doesn't come from Realtek. It comes from a company called Amlogic, which I've looked into, and it's basically just another Chinese company that makes chips. Um, but they don't have a big reputation, so I have no idea whether this chip is on the same level as all the Realtek chips or worse, whatever. But all the features are basically just AV1, YouTube, HDR, um, and oh, it also has a Chromecast built in, which is interesting. So this device right here, which I think is a more expensive one, is 149, and I believe Amazon already has these up, so you could get it um, in like 2 days or whatever if you have Prime. Let me check. Um, let's see, premium line, entry level. Let me just search it up manually. I could have swore I saw it on here. Oh, never mind. I guess not. I apologize. They don't have the new one, so you'd have to buy them directly from Dune, which I'm gonna guess ships from China. But yeah, this one's 150. The cheaper one is called Boxy with Dune HD Media Center, and this one's 100. And it comes with all the same stuff. If I'm not mistaken, that's the same processor. But I think this one only comes with it only comes with 2 gigs of RAM instead of four. Oh shoot! And they instead of gigabit Ethernet, it only comes with 100. So this means they want you to connect it to Wi-Fi. Wow. Okay. And it
Which
doesn't
I
come.
still wouldn't do that. I would try to connect that bad boy Ethernet because it's more stable.
Um. What if you have like a really good router and you have like Wi-Fi 6 and like all your devices are Wi-Fi 6, overall it would actually be better to connect to a Wi-Fi 6 network because the maximum theoretical speed of Wi-Fi 6 is like 1.2 gigabits per second,
Mhm.
and some movies do go above 100 megabits per second. So you have a bigger chance of like your movie stuttering and stuff like that if you were to connect it over Ethernet. But at this point, this is pretty crazy to have in a device nowadays, considering that virtually every single device today that has an Ethernet port is going to be at least gigabit. So that this basically just means they cheaped out a lot on this specific device, probably to get it down to 100. And this also doesn't even have Wi-Fi 6. It only has Wi-Fi 5, which means overall slower speeds and less stability. But something that Zidoo simply doesn't do now is include a Bluetooth remote with their lower end devices. And Dune, as far as I've seen, includes a Bluetooth remote with every single one of their devices, from the least expensive to the most expensive. So I think that's pretty awesome. This one also has Chromecast built in, and it also comes with My Collection, which is just Dune's version of Home Theater 4.0, which means it can play everything from Dolby Vision, HDR10, anything like that. Um, but it's definitely interesting to see that Dune is going this way because it really seems like they're trying to kind of undercut a lot of the other companies that are making these boxes, because there are tons of Android set top boxes on Amazon, but none of them have the like kind of the home theater software on it. So on this device, it literally has very similar specs to the Z9X. So you could most likely have this one device and have everything you would ever need in this one thing, because it can play Netflix and all that stuff. So, but now I think I could finally show y'all what I got, which is the whole point of coming on here. Let me go back to my tab. Cool. So, are there any questions so far about what I've talked about before I move on to the actual thing that I have right here?
Let's see. Give them a couple minutes. All right, like a minute. Somebody will chime in. Y'all got anything? 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 Feel like another 30 seconds.
I do know Donald just he said Amlogic has been around for a long time making chips. Um, what you call it? I do know that a lot of the Amazon devices have Amlogic chips. Like all of the Fire Sticks have processors that are made by Amlogic. Um, so I mean, if they're good enough for Amazon, I know the Fire Sticks. I have a couple of them. They're really stable for what they are. When you got to order that Dune, it gets a little sketchy. I canceled mid order. Let me go in right quick and try to see what he's talking about.
Are you talking about on Amazon or when you try to order directly from Dune, Huff?
Because they let you do PayPal and everything. Yeah, the Dune the oh go ahead, sorry.
Oh no, Harry is saying what's the best chip? The best chip, I would say, the most powerful. You got to go with the Nvidia Shield and with the Apple TV. Those two are the most powerful. I think right now, in what we use right now. Real Tech is nice, but they're not as powerful as that Apple TV
Oh,
and that
go ahead, sorry.
21 or that
I
Tech
was just gonna
21 Plus. I meant. Yep. Go ahead.
sorry, I kept interrupting you.
Yep. Good.
I was just gonna say the most powerful chip period in set top boxes will definitely be that A15 Bionic and the Apple TV 4K, the newest one. I think it's like the third generation. That's about 2 times as powerful as the Tegra X1 that's in the current Nvidia Shield 2019 model. But the main thing is you don't need a lot of power to play to just play video files, even if there's like Dolby Vision, Dolby True HD, Atmos, like 7.1 point whatever. The whole reason Apple is making these super powerful chips is because a lot of people think that Apple is going to start putting a lot more stuff into the Apple TV. So like Apple Arcade, like make that your whole gaming console. You got Netflix going on the internet, playing high resolution music, all of that stuff running at once. And I think that would be like why you would need that much power. But Realtek's whole deal and why they're so successful is because they support everything. Realtek chips support Dolby Vision, HDR10, HDR10 Plus, uh, Dolby True HD, Dolby Digital, DTSX, DTS HD, and so their like kind of claim to fame is that we support whatever you can throw at our chips, and it'll play as well as it can. I think I said this before. The Apple TV doesn't support DTS at all, so any movie that you play that has DTS audio on Apple TV will just be transcoded into like a lower fidelity format and it won't sound as good. And also, Apple does not support the kind of Dolby Atmos that we find on 4K Blu rays. So if you try to play those files on an Apple TV, again, it'll transcode it and you'll have worse quality audio. The NVIDIA Shield pretty much supports everything you can throw at it, but it's starting to get on an age now. So a lot of people are starting to have glitches and stuff like that. And also, a lot of people are reporting that it doesn't do Dolby Vision right. And I've seen this personally on my NVIDIA Shield. It gives kind of an orange hue to the entire picture when I try to play Dolby Vision files on there. It's not that much of a big deal, but like when you watch a movie on a Zidoo or a Dune versus the NVIDIA Shield, you can notice. So yeah. But I want to talk about the device I got, which is the Dune um, Real Vision 4K Duo. So this big heavy thing right here comes with two hard drive slots, which I appreciate very much. Doesn't come with an HDMI input, but it does come with a Bluetooth remote that I will talk about. This thing is amazing. But one thing that I really appreciate about this device specifically is that your hard drives, it comes with these two plastic cradles for your hard drives, so you can easily just take one out and replace it if you needed to. And another thing that I really appreciate about this is that your hard drive slots, if I can push this in here, give me a second. There we go. Your hard drive slots actually lock. So they come with two sets of keys, so you can go on here, lock up your hard drive cages. So that way, if you have anyone, let's say I don't know, you could have a kid that likes touching stuff. They won't be able to get these hard drives out. Like they're just locked in here, and they're part of the device now. So yep, that's awesome.
That's what he's
Um,
talking about right there. These special locks
yep.
on them. So they look
I
like little regular keys from the top, but they got these little like stars where you can tighten it and can't nobody get in it.
I like it because that means no matter what, those hard drives are not coming out because they're locked in there, they're secure, all that kind of stuff. So let me go ahead and plug this in into the capture card so I can show you the interface. And one thing while I'm plugging it in that I've especially noticed is that this thing is a lot faster than my Xenon X. Xenon X for me, it doesn't stutter or anything like that, but overall, like getting a movie to load, a TV show to load, or just turning it on takes a minute. And this Dune just powers up a lot faster, plays stuff a lot faster. So let me go ahead and share my screen again. I might as well just keep it on at this point. Let me go back, go into OBS. So let me see if I can I'll put this in full screen. Can everyone see my screen?
Yeah, it's black. Let me
Yeah,
see.
it should be. It should be blank. So let me go ahead and turn it on. So, I got to flip switch. There we go. Just so everyone can see how quickly it starts up. It should show the Dune logo in a minute. There it is. And I also like the little animation that it does. Just it's interesting to look at. Another interesting thing about this is that it has a big fan right on the back of it. So both of your hard drives, while they're in there, are going to stay as cool as possible, which is always good for hard drives. And it'll extend the life of whatever you put in there. So it should be the same exact interface that you had on your Dune device when you had it. I think it was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Um, but let me go ahead and move this down. So one thing that I really like about the Dune interface versus the Zidoo is that it gets you right into your movies. Now I know I said before, I like on the Zidoo it'll show you the weather and all that, but with this thing starting up a lot faster and how it is, I really do enjoy getting to my entire collection really quick instead of having like a little stopgap in between. And another interesting thing is that this Dune device specifically has Widevine support, which means this can play Netflix at 4K. It can play Hulu. It can play YouTube at the highest quality. Something that I don't think any Zidoo device does at the moment. So, yep. And they actually made their own YouTube app just for the Dune. So, pretty interesting. Let's see what else can I talk about. It definitely was kind of a learning curve getting all of my sources to pop up in my collection right here. But overall, um, once I follow the directions that Dune themselves have given out on their website, it's pretty simple. Let's see, what else can I show? Um, Here, I'll just go into here. I like that when you enter in your collection, on the Zidoo, you can customize home theater to look like this. Oh, well, not like this. You can customize it to like put your new movies at the top and your genres, but the Dune kind of just gives it to you like this. And I always go to by name because I like alphabetical order. Excuse me. And you can see at the top, instead of showing the logo of the movie, the Dune shows this really nice font, and then it shows you the year, the country where it was made, the genre or genres, and then the runtime. Now, one thing the Dune does better than the Zidoo, and this is probably just a quick update, is that this actually uses correct spacing. So where it says comedy romance, with the Zidoo, it'll put a space between comedy and the comma, so it'll look a little off, but the Dune fixes that. So every single movie that I have in here looks perfect. And also, like, it has that little picture that it comes up with on the top right. So everything just looks perfect depending on what movie you go to. And then when you go into a movie, like, let's go into, shoot, let's go into Avatar. Then it pulls up that same image. You can look at a description, and it also comes with IMDb ratings, so you can see what people are thinking about it. You can play trailers. Now, one thing I will say is these trailers actually don't play on the newest version of the Dune software, and I've already emailed them about it, and they say it just doesn't work right now. So they kind of are doing what they had a problem with, and Zidoo fixed it. So I'm going to guess that they'll fix it in their next software version. But you can also see their cast. You can now see the crew, so you can see the director, producer, photographers, all that kind of stuff. It'll also give you similar movies, which I very much do appreciate. So if you know you love Avatar, but you don't know what you want to watch, you can go into Avatar, into similar, and it'll give you movies in your collection that are similar, whether that's by genre, by actors, or whatever. And it even gives you movies that are not in your collection that are similar. Avatar might not be the best one, but let's say you want to see what you need to go buy or different movies that you can stream, for example, and here are some that aren't in your library that are similar, including the sequel, The Way of Water. Additional materials is like featurettes and stuff. So I believe it was 2 weeks ago when I first came on here. All the special features I told you about, like ripping the disc to get all the special features. Well, one thing I learned is that a lot of special features are actually on YouTube, and the Dune allows you to access all those special features for free from right here. The only bad thing is, of course, they won't play at the moment. But yep. And you could also favorite your movies like this. So this is really interesting because if I go back to the top menu and go over to this heart over here, I have my favorites over here. So I can just go right into it and it's simple. So let's see what else I could talk about. Oh, just the overall speed of a lot of things. So like if I go into The Office, I was watching this today a little bit earlier. If I choose an episode, like let's go to season one, and I'll click on this in a minute. But a lot of you guys know on the Zidoo, once you select a file or a movie or a TV show, you select it, the screen turns black, then it'll come back up and it'll show the logo and it'll load, and then it'll finally play. But on here, once I select it, it just immediately goes in to start playing it. There's no loading, there's no anything. It just goes right into it, which I very much do appreciate. It just gets you to your content way, way, way faster. And then
Hey,
also,
could
oh,
before you
go
go
ahead.
with that one, did you answer this one from Rich? Does it play his trailers automatically?
Let me go back. Oh, here we go. Let me go into the chat. Oh, I see it. Does it play trailers automatically? Yes, if you're on the if you're on a firmware that plays them. Like I said, they're currently having issues um, with playing trailers. I've already emailed them about it, and they say it just doesn't work at the moment. So there's nothing I can do about it. But it should work when trailers do work. It should play, and there's even an option within the settings for you to turn on the option for trailers to automatically play, but it doesn't work because trailers won't play. So.
Do you another question with the Doom?
Mhm.
Uh, do you have anything on your network
Da,
as
da.
far as content? Like or is it
Ooh.
everything just hooked up locally to that to well, I know you got internal, but do
Yeah,
you have
because
anything on your network to see if it pull? Because I'm trying to see if there's a difference between
well,
pulling from your
shoot.
network and pulling locally.
Well, shoot. Let me. I can try this. Let me set up a Samba share on my computer, and
Yeah.
then yeah, I'll just do that. Just give me a second.
That's something. Hey, that's something. My guy Huff Lincoln. He asked that question. Huff would be like, "Hold
Let
up."
me let me see. I don't have anything on my computer, so I'm gonna have to get like. Give me a second. I gotta download a video or something. What can I
Yeah,
download? Let me shoot. I got it. I
yeah.
got it. All right, let's see. We'll just stream a random MKV and see if it works. Now, if you want me to, like, to show you if it can stream a whole movie, I could do that. It'll just take me a minute.
No, no. Just if it's something, I just want to see if because I know it's pulling locally, and
Yeah, it's
so
pulling directly from the hard drive.
yeah. Is there a difference? Because if it's pulling, if it does that across your network, like from your computer, and it starts instantly, yeah, that's nice.
Well, I'm connected to Wi-Fi now, so I'm not gonna say it'll start instantly, but let's try it. So I have, let's see, I got this in here. Let me just create a Samba share.
What up, though, real?
Sharing,
What's good?
share. Choose people to share with. Oh, I gotta go to advanced.
Tell J Mac to wash his hands.
Permission. Oh, okay. Everything should be good. Alrighty. If I'm not mistaken, if I did this right, this should be shared. So now, let me go back in here, share my screen. Got a lot of tabs open. All right. Share screen.
Harry says, "So
Entire
I'm a
screen.
beginner. So is Dune HD a good fit for me?"
I, oh,
That comes down to you, Harry. You will have to get them devices and see what best works for you. Because some people look to me. I mean, it really comes down to personal preference. That's what it comes down to, personal preference. So you have to get those devices and see which one is what.
all right. Network browser, network places, work group. So it's finding itself. That's kind of funny. Um, what am I made a Samba share? See, this is. Uh, I'm going through what you went through a
Yeah,
little bit. It's kind of frustrating, but
yeah. I mean, it's fairly new. I know because you just got it, so I know it might take a little bit longer before you get accustomed to it. Cause we're so used to what does it do? So
exactly.
we know exactly what to do with the Zidoo compared to another device like this.
It says, okay, let me try accessing it the manual way. All right. Network browser. What if I do pop up me? Uh, refresh. Let's do that. Let's do a quick refresh. See what we find. Still only find this. Man.
Yeah, that's the only thing about. I mean, I know you're gonna end up getting it. It's just it's so new right now. What's up, Miss Octavia? What's up, baby? What's good?
Hmm.
And if not, we can always revisit it next week. It ain't because I know I got a couple consultations right after this show, so I'm gonna go to like 9 o'clock.
Oh, I got you.
I got some consultations after this.
Um, I don't want to spend a lot of time just trying to get that one little issue to work,
Yeah, yeah.
but
We
I'm
revisited Brandon. This
okay.
time you'll be prepared for it. That way, because what I do, I know like everybody that's in the chat, you got like people like Huff, you got people like Soul Bro, Uno. Certain people gonna ask that question, like, hold up, how does it? All of my stuff is on my network. Does it instantly play like that on from the network? So
Well, shoot, I
we give you
could
some homework to work with. They always give me homework, so it's good for somebody else to get some homework. Hey,
I could try to play like a YouTube video or something like that to kind of see how it would work over the internet.
you can try that and then see.
That might work. That might be a better kind of what you call it, like a demonstration because the internet is it's different for everybody.
Yeah. And see, that's why I say, because, man, look, when you get into this, you be like, man, I got it all together, and somebody will throw a curveball at you. You be like, damn, I didn't even think of that.
Shoot,
And so,
let me try playing one of your videos on here.
uh,
Super Dale. And like I said, you can see I'm just quick with it, but this whole thing, it just that's what I really like about this thing. It works really quickly and it doesn't give me any stutters or anything. But it's just those slight annoyances that come up. So let me see. I'll play let's play this one and see how quick it takes to load up. There it is. So at home I have gigabit up and down. So this wouldn't be the best gauge for people that have slower internet. But that loaded up in like just maybe 2 seconds. It had a little hiccup at the beginning, but it's playing perfectly now, as you can see.
well, my
So,
nephew, y'all better be lucky I don't lift weights. Boy, you see that cut.
Another interesting thing is that the Dune actually came with what's called Smart Tube TV Next, which is basically just an ad-free version of YouTube. So whenever you watch YouTube on your Dune, you never have to worry about ads.
Mhm.
So that's cool too. Um, Now I think I'd like to talk about kind of the cons of the Dune. So one thing that will affect a lot of people is that you cannot easily change cover art. So the Dune will identify your movie, and it does it very well. In my opinion, it does it slightly better than the Zidoo. But let's say the Aristocrats, for example. When I bought the Aristocats, sorry, the cover did not look anything like that. This cover is actually from the original. This is the original movie poster. Now, if you don't like this, there's nothing you can do about it. Like if I go to the menu, it'll let me show it in the file browser. It'll let me manage my entire collection, and all this is basically matching all of the movies. But you can't easily change cover art, which is something you could super easily do on the Zidoo. You just go to the movie, long press OK on it, change poster, and then it'll give you posters right there. So that's a con. Another thing, you see right here, I have all four of the Matrix movies, and it goes into this one thing called the Matrix Collection, just like on the Zidoo. Unlike the Zidoo, you cannot break up collections. So on the Zidoo, if you don't want, let's say you don't want all the Matrix movies to have one icon, you want all of them to be separate. You long press on the collection icon. You press, I think it's something like it's like on something the collection. It basically just lets you break up the collection and you do it just like that. But on the Dune, you can't do that. So everything it puts in a collection, it has to stay that way. Um, it's like my 007 collection. I would very much prefer that all of these movies be separate because I would probably, for this specifically, I would probably group like the 007 movies depending on the actor that plays 007. So, like Sean Connery was the first 007. Daniel Craig was I think it's like the sixth 007, and I wouldn't want all of them to be in one collection. Because if I go in here, I have every single 007 movie that's ever come out, and they've evolved over the years, and I wouldn't want them all to be grouped into this, just like this. And another thing that I've noticed is if you have a big collection, when you hover over the icon for it, it sometimes lags a little bit because it has to load the data for all of the movies. So that's just something.
Now, now before you move on, now
Okay.
if you go back to your 007,
Uh huh. 007.
so like in the Zadu, you could take all the old James Bond who was played by Sean Connery,
Uh huh.
and you can create your own in the Zadu. It
No,
will not allow you to do that.
you can't do
007
that.
is just 007.
Nope. You can't do it. You can't. You cannot adjust any kind of like. If I wanted to change the description that's up there, couldn't do it. If I want to change the actors' names, couldn't do it. If I want to change the year, if I want to change the name of the collection, like it's called James Bond Collection. What if I wanted it to be called 007 Collection?
Right.
Can't do that.
Right.
Well, I shouldn't say you can't. You'd have to like go into there, find a specific file. It's it'll give you, it's more work than it's worth. So that's the only thing. I view it as kind of a pro and a con because a con is you can't go in and edit it. Pro is that if it gets it right, which it does the majority of the time, everything looks perfect. Like if you want everything to be grouped together, like this is every single 007 movie. So, and it groups it by time. So from 1962 all the way up to the last one came out in 2021, I think. Yep. Um, it groups it all together and it's very simple. And like I showed you at the beginning, you click on a movie, it'll show you everything about that movie. At the top, this is another con. If it identifies it, if it identifies a movie, which it did for this one, Diamonds Are Forever, for every single movie and TV series that it identifies correctly, every time, or I shouldn't say every time, the first time you go into that movie or TV series, it'll ask you to verify. So at the top, it says confirmation of match between file and movie is required, meaning, hey, we want you to tell us if we got the right match or not. And I'll press the B button so it knows, like, yeah, this is the right match, and it goes away. This doesn't really affect anything. It just gives you an annoying message at the top until you verify. But
Does
it's
it happen
kind
every
of
time or just the one time?
oh no, it happens every time. Like if I go over here, it'll show that same message.
Oh,
So it'll show on every single movie that you haven't verified. But if you want to, you can go into settings over here, go into my collection, manage folders, movies. Then if I go to edit matches, where it says files without confirmed association, that means all the movies that it has identified, but we haven't verified yet. So if I go in here and I select one, it'll bring you to this menu and it'll say, okay, is this the right movie or is this incorrect? No, this is the right one. And then it'll automatically go to the next movie that isn't confirmed yet. So you could go in here and just go through every single one and just be like, this is correct, this is correct, this is correct, this is correct. Now, some people view that as an annoyance. I view it as kind of an annoyance, but this also means that every single movie that you have on here will be 100% accurate because you're the one that has to go through it.
yeah. But that's the same like Zidoo unmatch.
Yeah, yeah, and you could do that here too. It I think it's kind of annoying because it'll automatically identify it and it'll usually be right, but then you still have to verify it if you don't want that message to pop up every time. So yeah, it's a little annoying,
Yeah.
but let's see, what else can I show? My biggest annoyances recently with this have been you can't easily change the cover art. You can't edit anything about the movie. And let's see. Oh, some people won't like this interface like this. Some people might think it looks a little old. I like it. It's different than the Zidoo, but I don't necessarily think either one is better than the other one. I think it's just different preferences. But like I said, like I personally like to break up a lot of my collections. You might not, but if you do want to break them up, you literally can't. But it does get very accurate genre information. So every single genre that I've seen in here is pretty accurate. So all of these are action movies, and they actually are action movies, which is cool. Um, and yes, so yeah, that's about all I have to say about this specific device. Oh, another thing is it has removable Wi-Fi antennas, which the Z9X doesn't have. So I like having removable ones because if I'm putting it right behind my TV and I already know I'm connecting it over Ethernet, I don't need to have Wi-Fi antennas wasting space in there because this thing is tall. Like this is just one of them, and it's really big. And if I don't need it, there's no reason for it to be over there. But on the Z9X, you can't remove it. On this one, you can, and I believe on the Z10 Pro, you can remove the
Yeah.
Wi-Fi antenna.
On all the rest of them, except only the Z9X, which I have a broken antenna on my Z9X, but I always connect mine's Ethernet. 'Cause I just want stability, just in case, uh, you know, different signals. Because a lot of our devices, you know, uh, carry a lot of signals that could interfere, and I ain't got time for it. But Roberto, Roberto. All right. He put on there the new on box doesn't work well with a wireless keyboard and a mouse. Also, I don't know what that is. Red box, etc. will not open. Is there a setting that needs to be changed? Absolutely not. Roberto, thank you for putting that on. I use for my keyboards on this device. I don't use a traditional like wireless mouse and stuff like that. You might want to look into like a Logitech K400. Look into a K400 or a K400 Pro, and then you should be good to go on that. I use my that Logitech. I don't know what keyboard you have, but um Logitechs are pretty solid. You probably do have a Logitech. Maybe it's just something going on. I don't know. But I don't have those issues with none of my devices. You know, when it comes to connecting the Logitech K400 or the K400 Plus. As far as rapid streams, I don't know what that is. If that's some type of IPTV source that you go through, you may have to get in touch with them and
Mhm.
tell them to give you another application or something like that, or give you the information, with your username and password, and go and download I am Player. All right, go download I am Player, which is pretty solid, and you will thank me later. Um, you can go with the free version, but if you want the perks, you will go ahead and get a premium.
Uh,
Redbox. Oh, go ahead. No, you got something to say?
I was just gonna say I didn't talk about the price of the Real Vision 4K Duo. It is currently on sale on Amazon for $349.99. So pretty much $100 more than the Z9X, and $100 less than the Z1000, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, the Z1000 is 500 on Amazon at the moment. So I'm not sure what the Z10 Pro is going for, but um, yeah, it's basically right in the middle between the Z9X and the Z1000. So
Yeah. And so Redbox TV will not open. That's crazy that that app won't open.
I
Uh,
do want to say though that now that I know about these new Zidoo devices, I think I might return to Dune. I think I might.
you thinking about returning it?
Because I didn't know about the new Zidoo devices. That because one thing that really frustrated me was that 2 gigs of RAM, but now the 4 gigs of RAM it'll be the Z9 X Pro and the Z20 Pro. I'm liking that, so I might just wait.
You see that, right?
It's How'd you break it?
I was moving the Z10 Pro over, and and shoot, I guess it got caught up. I don't know, but I never use Wi-Fi to stream. Even when I use Amazon, I always had an OTG. Where's my OTG cable at? Should be over here. Um, I always use the OTG because again, man, it could be your neighbor. For people who may not know, and again, I know this because I worked at Comcast and I
Mhm.
saw interferences. And the first major interferences, this is thing. This is why I go. I hardwire all my streaming devices, except for like a tablet or something like that. If you look, what up, though, Wardell? If you look, um, one of the major interferences could have been tragic. All right, could have been tragic. If you go back to like 19, was it 79 or 81? Um, with the cable company, and I think this was under Comcast. I could be wrong, but it might have been. It was in Flint, Michigan. Well, it was so they had so many squirrel chews, and Flint, Michigan got their own air. their airlines and all that, Delta and all of that. Well,
Mm.
it was a plane that was coming over, right? And so much in this area, it was so many squirrel chews that build up over time, and it probably was not affecting the customer, right? But it was
Mm.
so much, and guess what? All that signal was getting out, right? All of that
Mm.
signal was getting out. And guess what happened as that pilot got that plane, and guess what? All that signal hit them antennas, and it started playing instead of him watching and controlling the plane on his radar, cable channels fed into his radar, which is very, very dangerous. You can
Mm.
you can Google that story, and which back in them days, you had the tower telling them, all right, I need you to go this certain centimeters in this one. Well, if you lose all connection and you watching NBA, not to say NBA was playing because they wasn't. I'm just using this. If you watching Donahue or something like that, whatever was playing in 1970, 1980, it fed in. And so that's why I never, even though, even with them 10 100s devices, are always hardwired, because I done been in houses where this person's house was nice, tight, no squirrel chews, all fittings was tight, but the neighbor, whatever they done went in, they outside everything was good, but then they had 3 4 splitters which they didn't need. But the thing about it, signal was getting out, and guess what was affecting the neighbors? Or I had a neighbor who said every day between 5 and like 9 o'clock, they their TV services was acting up, and their the internet, and it would come in because the signal was coming from somewhere else and came and fed into that television. And of course, when she do the service call, we don't see it. So we coming there before 5 o'clock, or we coming there. Back in my day, I think the longest we went was like 7. But at this time, my boss was like, asked me, could I stay a little bit longer to go over there and check it out. So of course, when I first got there, everything was well. And she was like, listen, I'm telling you. And back then, it wasn't no smartphones or anything like that, where she could record it. And of course, she didn't have no camera, no camcorder. And so I said, well, look, I'm going to just sit here for like another, 30 minutes. Let me monitor it. So I went out in the van, and I saw the neighbor pull up. And the neighbor pull in, garage door open. And she say, hold up, it's acting up right now. It's acting up. And what it was a faulty something electrical going on with the neighbor, which we end up finding out that was affecting her television.
Mm.
And back then we didn't have, this is back in like 2001. You might have had one TV in your room, and then you had your main TV in the living room where the whole
Mm.
family huddle around. So it was crazy just seeing all of that happen. That's one reason why I go hardwired, because I done saw it too many times, because I worked in the cable industry for like 5 6 years, where signal can bleed through, and you can see, some of y'all know what I'm talking about when you see bleeding through. Not to say, but again, back then you didn't have people with their own modem, their own router, and stuff like that. So technology has totally changed. But me personally, in my household, I just run mines where I don't use. I try not on my hardcore streaming devices.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, so that's why. Yeah, there you go. Yep, there we go, Jason. RF interferences, and that's what happened with Flint. Y'all can Google it. Just Google it and read that article as that dude was getting ready, to get ready to land that plane from 20, 30, wherever, how many feet he was up in the air. And Comcast always used that. And it happened right there in Flint, Michigan, as he was getting ready. He was descending and coming down, right? Coming down and lost everything. And I think it was the news that came across. It's been so long since I read it, but the
Well,
news,
I mean,
and he got in this plane and lost everything.
at least he gets to see the news.
Yeah. So
at
yeah.
least, at least he gets to see what's going on. But
Uh-huh.
I was just gonna say, the antenna that come with the Dune. Oh, that's probably me. I'm sorry.
Oh, so bro, say who breathed hard?
I gotta move the mic away. I'm sorry. It was because I just noticed it was right under my nose, and I'm breathing through my nose, so I'm
Man,
sorry.
I told you, man, they be on us like, hey, Dale. Yeah.
I was just gonna say the antenna that come with the Dune. These things are huge for what they are.
Hold 'em up. Let me see how long. Turn
Like
it
let
up.
me. It'll be better if I plugged them into the Dune and showed you like the size comparison. So
Yeah.
this right here, this is the whole Dune. This thing probably weighs like 25 pounds because there's two big hard drives in it. But let me just put one of them on because this thing. Oh shoot! And one of the antenna, I think I just broke one. Did I? No, I didn't break it. I didn't break it. I thought I broke it for a second. Here we go. This thing, like it is so big for what it is. It's super tall, and two of them sticking out of here with this tiny little rectangle. It's a lot. But the reason I talk about it is, like my phone and stuff, I will pick up a little bit of my neighbor's Wi-Fi network, and that's it. My Dune detected Wi-Fi networks from like six houses down.
Yeah.
So
Oh, it got a
I
nice little chip inside, huh?
the Dune can pick up a lot of stuff, but I think I'm gonna return it because for 350 I could wait and then get that ZC20 Pro with that the new chip and the 4 gigs of RAM, and it has a hard drive slot, so I'd be able to put at least one hard drive in there. And then I need to find a way to connect the second one. But I
Yeah.
find myself missing that Zidoo interface. I miss Home Theater 4.0. I miss being able to edit all the stuff. If I don't want if I don't want a movie to be titled a certain thing, I could title it something completely different, like that. Change the poster like that. And now with the Zidoo, shoot, this is something to go deeper into next week. But the Zidoo will actually automatically download the like the theme music for TV shows, and when you hover over it in home theater, it'll play the theme music.
Mhm.
So it
It's
would.
crazy.
It's the Zidoo is cool. Like the trailers are working now. I
Yeah.
mean the theme music. So I'm
They look. I'm gonna tell you, Zadu is good for getting it back up and going, but within 4 to 6 months, something else gonna trigger it. Is going to break again. Since I had this Zadu, it be good. The trailers be going, but then for whatever reason, they'll stop and it always break. But I mean, I guess it's good. Like I
I,
said, for me, for me, when I saw this individual actually show it off, and he didn't show the display. He just said, "Hey man, these are great, great devices, great devices." And so when I started doing my research, and I'm seeing, it wasn't too many content creators like on this device. I did find like a few of foreign, some different languages that was doing it, and of course I didn't know what they were saying, but I
mm,
can follow directions. One thing, and I've been saying it from the jump. One thing that turns me off on the Doom is just that whole old user interface to me. I just
mm,
think it is. It's
It's old.
old. It's too much going on. It's too many tasks to click in. And some people like I don't know. I don't know. I ain't gonna even go too much in it because you got some sensitive individuals on here that be saying I'll be taking a shot at them and stuff like that. Ain't nobody got time for that.
I
But
mean,
me,
oh, go
me
ahead.
personally, I just don't like the user interface. I like something that's easy to use and I can go into it, and know exactly. Or if I see it one time, it'll click in my head and be like, oh shoot, that's it. You know,
Hmm.
I'm not
Dune
gonna
ain't like
get,
that.
yeah, I'm not gonna get something just to go against something, just to say, oh, this is this and that and this, because
I Oh, go
that,
ahead. Sorry.
that's BS. That's
I had to
BS.
try it though. That I wanted. I was curious. That's
I
what it
know.
was. I was curious about the Dune, and then I got it. And I was like, okay, okay, cool. It has 4 gigs of RAM. That means it's gonna be fast. It has 2 hard drive bays in there, so I can boom. And everything that I thought was gonna be good about it was really good,
Yeah, but
but it's not even the user interface for me. It's the I can't edit anything in an easy way. I can't change anything. And even though the Doom got everything right so far, except one thing, one movie, the description was in Spanish and I couldn't change it from Spanish.
yeah,
And I contacted them and they said, "Oh, you just can't do that. You just can't. It just has to stay that way." And that bothered me because I want my collection to be my collection. I want it to look how I want it, play how I want it. And yeah, but I like the speed. I like how everything works with each other. But I am willing to go back to my Z9X and have a slightly slower experience and just wait for the Z9 or the Z20 Pro than to have this kind of locked down experience
yeah,
with the Doom
yeah.
personally.
I can't dig it. I ain't got time to go through all that. Let me answer this one right quick. Uno Nice say so. Downloader for Onbox, you need a keyboard mouse. I don't know. I do not use. Look, me personally, I would never use downloader. I look, if you know me, you know I got my content either on an external drive, flash drive, or it's on my desktop. I just don't. I don't have time to be going to somebody else, and using their stuff. Unless it's yours, even if it's your downloader. To me, I just think it's easier just to use the application and send your stuff over. Say I couldn't maneuver, so I use FX app to do transfer. Both my phone and Onbox had to use the same Wi-Fi to do this process. See, now if you had the Explorer app, if you using the Explorer app, you don't have to be on the same network. All right. My my computer is hardwired. This one is on the Wi-Fi, so you don't have to use that with the Explorer app. You could be on two separate, you know, um, and then just send them to each other. Now, of course, it got to be in the same home. You ain't about to use that and, and send it to somebody. You got to use the Send Anywhere app to do that. But look, don't to me. Listen, if there's one thing y'all gonna take from me, do not unless it's your own downloader. Save your own applications. Save them, save them, save them. I'm telling you, because listen, when that application go down, a lot of y'all gonna be stuck. Save your own apps, put them on your own flash drive, put them on your computer. That way, when you're setting up these devices, you can just use your internet and transfer it over in a matter of seconds.
Hmm.
Them applications are not that big. So that's what I would do. But again, it's easier because I don't trust, you know, are they gonna keep their store up? You don't know. It don't look. I don't use downloader app, and when I went to one of these creators who was promoting theirs, I went on there. Man, that application was so old. Was so old. It was like 4 or 5 you know, updates behind. So I
Mm,
know exactly, they it's for review. It's for views. All right. Yeah, you can go here and get this, but they don't keep it up. The whole purpose is to keep it up and keep it going, but they don't do it. Maybe they don't have the time. I don't know. But at least when you get yours, you can do your own in a matter of 1 minute. That's
mhm.
all you have to do is use send anywhere. So on my devices, I put send anywhere on all my devices. So if I'm working on a device and I know to say I do 4 or 5 devices, right? And I'm good. I don't have to do no update. But say later on that night I come through and I see Cinema that had an update. All I do is update it on that device and send it over to my computer, which is right here. Take that old one, delete it up out of here, put the new one in, and I'm done. And I'm talking about a matter of 30 to 45 seconds. You'll be good to go.
Probably faster than that.
Yeah, probably faster than that. So, I mean, just y'all got to learn. I'm telling you, because one day you're going to click in one of them downloaders and it's not going to be available for you. Or if you're going to use downloader, get over there and get that stuff, bring it to you, and you do the update. That way you don't have to keep going over there. I'm telling you. I'm telling
So I feel like the real question is, so you got all the Zidoo products, right? All other than the top of the line UHD 3000. Are you going to upgrade to the new devices when they come out next year?
I don't know. I'm quite sure I'm going to try. I'm probably going to go with that Z20 Pro.
I
I'll
like
probably
that.
go with that one because it got the hard drive slot, and I know I can use that. I can use it. So the Z9X is the Z. What is it? The Z9X Pro.
Pro, yeah.
I mean, because they all do their own thing. I don't know which one I get, but because all of them, I'm gonna make them work for me. I'm gonna make it work. But
Man,
I'm gonna see if it's gonna be faster, a little bit of better graphics and things like that. I
I
think that's gonna be the biggest thing.
I like that they're black now. That's
I like
that's
that
something
too.
I like. I like the black color, but I can't wait until they come out with the Z2000 or the whatever they call it, the Z1000. It's hardly named the Z1000 Pro, so it'll probably be the Z2000. But that will be the one I'm really looking for because a real upgrade for that would be if they added a second hard drive slot to that. That would be good for me.
All right. Let me answer this one right here. Uno say send anywhere, same issue. It's not on the on box. So you have to get it on there. Okay, yes, I know several ways to get it done, but to help clients set up their own on their own box, have mercy. Uh Me, I set up all my clients' boxes. That's just what it is. I set it up, but now if they get rid of, let's just say they delete 2 applications, I'm not there to fix it for free. I'm a businessman. You, and you got to, and look, I'm not just speaking to Uno. I'm talking that for us as a whole in this whole space. My job is once I do a job, that's it. If they delete some applications or maybe a baby got to the app, got to the remote and delete it, my job is not to take care of it for free. It's going to be a fee. Meaning, I mean, unless you shipping them out to different states, there is a solution that I can tell you. There is a way that you can do this. All right. Now, if you use the Explorer app, which I don't show many times, if you use the Explorer app, now unless they get rid of the Explorer app, it is what it is. Because Send Anywhere is not on all devices. But one thing I do, I just don't count on the Play Store because I know the Play Store is not going to give you everything, at least on some of these devices, unless you go the generic Chinese way. Install Aptoid. Really, if you telling people how to fix their issue, install Aptoid. Let me say that again. Install Aptoid on your devices. Send Anywhere, and a whole lot of applications that are no longer um, on Google TV or Android TV interface is on Aptoid. That way, you can tell your people, go to Aptoid, put in Send Anywhere, or some of these other applications that they removed, and you will be able to get that application installed on there. All right. I'm telling you, that is the best thing I can tell you. Also, when I use the Explorer app, I leave a few applications. Now, I mean, if you want to leave all of your applications where you installed them, that's cool as well. You can do that. You can do that too. That way, if something ever happened, you can say, all right, I need you to go into the Explorer app. I need you to go into internal storage. I need you to go into download folder and re-download it. You can do that as well. But for me, I usually put Aptoid on there, which is not a big application, and I use Explorer app. And I leave certain apps up on the Explorer, on the under the Explorer app, and I go that way. There's all type of ways you could do it. There's plenty of ways you could do it, but that'd be a good suggestion for you. Put also not just use the Google Play Store, but put Aptoid on there as well, because Aptoid is going to give you some of those apps that they take away from us on Android TV operating, and also on Google TV, and shoot, even Amazon. It's a lot. So Aptoid is pretty solid. Don't slip on Aptoid. It definitely come through when Google Play doesn't come through. I guarantee you, you'll thank me later, because I don't ran
Aptoid,
into that problem.
Aptoid's pretty cool. I like it.
Yep, I don't ran into that problem, because remember, on Android TV OS, you used to be able to get Send Anywhere,
Hmm.
right? You used to be able to get it, but all of a sudden they took it away. But now, if you go onto your phone, if you get your Android phone, it's showing up in the Google Play Store. But on Android TV OS, Google TV is nowhere to be found. So what you got to do, put Aptoid on there, and that will eliminate 99% of your problems. So on the devices I do, I put Aptoid on there, and also I leave when I install my applications, I leave my main ones on there. But again, if they delete it or one of the kids get to it, hey, I'm gonna need it, and that's gonna cost you this. I'm not gonna do it for free, and I know it's not. You know, uh, I done lost a few clients. I had a client that had an old MAS Plus box that still worked. That still worked after 4 to 5 years. I guess it finally went out. Right? He told me, "Well, this is your device. It should just work." And I said, "Listen, we can't go back and forth. I'm telling you, I'm not working on that device." I said, "That device is old. I'm not doing it." He said, "Well, you should give me one for free." No, I'm not giving you anything for free.
Hmm.
And I told him straight up, listen, he said, "Well, you know what? That's bad customer service." I said, "Let me see you go without a warranty for 5 years, whatever. Let me see you go and take that television back to Walmart."
Hmm.
I say, "Take it back to Best Buy." I say, "Go ahead." I said, you got your money worth with that device, you know. But he was,
Twice as much.
yeah, and I told him, I said, I refuse to do it. He was like, "Well, I'm gonna find somewhere else." Good, thank you. Go ahead with somebody else, but and I told him, with that somebody else, you think you're gonna take that old device? Because whoever, if they work on that old device, then something wrong with them. So, but it is what it is. But I'm not going to do it. But
I
yeah,
feel
but you'll be good though. Put Aptoid on all your devices going forward, Uno, and everybody else that's out there. I'm telling you, it's a good and great alternative when you actually need to send some information across.
I feel like as a company or business owner, you have to be fair to your customers, but as a customer, you also have to be fair to your like your business or whoever you're buying something from. It's it goes both ways. You have to have mutual respect and be fair to each person. But that's crazy. After 5 years, that thing was still working and it finally broke.
Oh, they buy their own. Oh, that's what he said. He said, "Look, don't nobody come to my house either, and I definitely ain't going to nobody else's house." Uh, but I mean, however you do it, just know everybody is not going to be as smart as you. Uh, so yeah, Uno. I mean, salute that you're doing it on your own. You're doing it from your phone, but me personally, I do the devices. I ain't telling them, look, I want all the profit. I'm not telling them to do anything. But I mean, you just got to use whichever best for you. That is cool that you doing everything from your phone though, and you hooking people up. So that's what's up. Yup, that is what's up. But let me see. Let me see. Anybody got any questions? Because I got a couple consultations. Because I'm gonna be a little bit busy tomorrow, and I need to get a couple of these consultations out the way. Any questions for Brandon, guys? Any questions for myself or Brandon?
I actually got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
So, if I am about to upgrade from the Z9X, right?
Mm-hmm.
Should I go ahead and get the Z1000 Pro, right? As it
Mm-hmm.
is today, or wait and get the Z20 Pro?
To tell you the truth, I would probably, unless you just want to, I would probably wait. Because of the matte finish, so it's gonna be the same color. All right, it's gonna be pretty much the same color. Um, you getting the newer? I mean, because you're talking what? It depends when it comes out in 2024. That I guess that's gonna make the difference. Because they can say, hey, third quarter next year, this time next. I don't know. Because both the Z10 Pro and the Z1000 pretty much does the same thing. It's just that the Z1000, as far as graphic, looking at that time, all of that, it is it's like the Z10 Pro, uh, it you know that big old clock. Oh, I lost him. It's video, but the big old clock right there, to me is a little bit old. But the device is awesome. With the Z1000, it's a little bit better. It's a little bit better. All right. We're gonna wait for Brandon. I told Brandon about that Wi-Fi. Where you at, Brandon? Come on through. Brandon say, I'm doing everything on Wi-Fi. Yeah, that Wi-Fi tricky. That Wi-Fi is it look that Wi-Fi is very, very nice, but it is tricky though. Ms. Octavia, we tried to warn him. We tried to warn him. We tried to warn him. That Wi-Fi, that Wi-Fi is a motherboard. When it go, it go. Where you at, Brandon? There you go.
Hey,
There you go.
I think my internet went out for a second.
We said that what me. Hey, look, me and Miss Octavia, we laughing.
I thought I because I heard you talking and then the one of my tabs started freezing and I was like, what's going on? And then you cut out.
Yeah, we look. I was talking to the camera. And I looked at the screen and you was gone. So yeah,
I'm here now. That was crazy.
yep. So yeah, but it to me, I think look, I just love how the Z1000 look. I think depending on where you watch your your living room, to me it'll look very very nice in your living room.
Hmm.
Right? It looks beautiful in your living room, but it's gonna look beautiful in the bedroom as well. Um, pretty much the only thing is the layout. But I just love that black finish on that, and you know, if you got because you got the Z9X, I
Hmm.
don't know. Me personally, like I said, it's really no difference other than the layout. Really, it's just one that looked like it belongs in your living room. The Z10 Pro, you could put that anywhere. You'll be all right. But that for a professional, really, to me, when you start building that home theater, that's
Hmm.
what you want to see, that Z1000. So wherever that 85-inch television is, that's where you want to see that, because the whole layout is just the structure is nice, and I like how they got the hard drive heavy. It comes down and you can pull the hard drive and all that. Everything is in the front compared to on the side and stuff like that. Either way, I mean it's the same device, just different different layout. You'll be good though. Yup.
I'm excited that they're coming out with new stuff though, new hardware.
Yeah, yeah. If you can wait, I'll wait for the new one though. We just need to find out when is the date. That's all we have to find out. When is the date?
Oh, some I found out while my internet was out.
Hmm.
Is that the company Zapiti is actually in liquidation at the moment. They're shutting
Oh,
down.
for real?
Yeah.
Hell no. Let me look this up. When you find this out?
It's the first time I saw it was on the Zidoo forums. Then I looked deeper into it, and yeah, that's why like if you go to the Zapiti website, a lot of the stuff on there is like sold out. Like the majority of the stuff on there is sold out. And also, I saw that Dune, those new devices that I showed you,
Uh-huh.
with the wide vine on there, like the tinier boxes, they're just rebranded Chinese boxes. So they're not even Dunes.
Let me see.
So
I'm gonna have to get with Vince, because Vince got his Zapiti or Zapati or something like that.
yeah,
I
see,
wonder. So he ordered directly from them. So I'm gonna have to email Vince and see because he ordered his device strictly from them. So I'm
see,
quite
look.
sure he got some
Oh,
emails or something.
I was just gonna tell you if if I share my screen right quick, just real quick,
And
and I
then
go over to the Zapiti website, you can see like the Zapiti signature sold or out of stock. Over here to reference, out of stock. Neo, out of stock.
damn.
Does a PD1 SE out of stock? There's a PD1 out of stock.
Mm.
The Mini out of stock, and then so they're. I mean, and their website hasn't even been updated since 2021. That's a different thing, but like it seems like they're at least now they're not updating anything. They haven't had any new devices in a while, and it doesn't look good.
Yeah, I'm gonna get in touch. I'm gonna email Vince because Vince got one and see if Vince heard of anything. Because I just went on Google. I'm trying to see, but they ain't got no information. That could be, yeah. That's interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. But let me um let me see. Any questions for Brandon, y'all? Because I got to get on these consultations. Any questions? But thanks again, Brandon, for coming in and sharing that knowledge.
It's always good to come on here, but I'm gonna get back on that Zidoo, figure some more stuff out so I can come back on and
Yeah.
teach more about what we're all doing. Someone said on here, I said I'll be back. That's funny.
Yeah, yeah. They hey look, they had cracked some jokes on us, man, all day. Super Down, regardless of pity, the brand is safe.
It's only
It's
the
only the
French
French
company in
company in
France.
French. They was so
Oh,
on.
okay.
All right, so that's from Rich. Rich say they'll have a new owner, but
So they're just changing owners.
we about to find out. We about to find out.
The Zapedi is kind of the middle ground between like Zidoo and Dune versus like a Kaleidoscape system, because
Yeah, or
the
modulus, or even modulus as well.
yeah,
You heard of the modulus, right?
yeah, I heard of it.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna buy it. That's
yeah, I'm definitely not either.
I ain't gonna
I,
buy. I'm gonna stick my 4Ks.
yeah, man, I agree with you on that. I agree with you. Let me see. But it look like nobody has any questions. Well, Brandon, I'm gonna go and let you get up out of here. I got to get on these consultations because I done had a few people hit me up. I'm looking at my email right now, and two of my three people are waiting for me. So,
I
but
got you.
I appreciate everything, man. And if it's supposed to be raining here all the night and tomorrow, if it's crazy, man. And plus, our son, he had a few episodes with the seizures today, so we supposed to be going. We supposed to be going to watch my nephew play spring football, but we don't know if it's gonna rain all day. And of course, in football, you out there in the rain.
Mhm.
They don't have a dome or nothing like that, like the Lions. So shoot, and there go one. And look, I just spoke him up. I literally just spoke him up. Hold up, just a second. What up, bro? You on my live right now?
Oh, straight up.
Yup.
What up, though?
What up,
Hey,
though?
you coming to Kent tomorrow to the spring game?
Yeah, that's the thing. We gonna come. But Chris had a few episodes today. He even went and got his MRI. So if everything go good tonight and tomorrow morning, yeah, we heading there. Y'all leaving tonight or y'all leaving tomorrow?
Tomorrow. I'm gonna
Tomorrow.
just have Tyler put your name down on the list.
Y'all.
Just hey.
Yeah, because
Okay.
he was having them bad back to back to back to back. So yeah.
Okay. You know, worst case, Cordell could just roll with us too.
Yeah. Yup. Shoot him
All
in.
right.
Yup. And we'll just go from there. But I want to come though. I just want to see it. I want to be out there. I ain't got no problem with no rain or a little cool weather.
This supposed to be nice.
Yeah. Yup. So
Yeah. I hope Chris feeling better though.
yeah, me too. Cause he was out of it earlier, but he woke up had some
Dang.
energy. But yeah, so but yeah, I'll let you know what time you leaving in the morning.
10.
About 10. All right, I'll call you before 10 and let you know, and then we'll figure something out.
For sure. Tell your millions of subscribers I said what up though.
I wish I did have a million subscribers. They
You
hustle.
gonna get there?
Hey, look, they hustlers and dealers just like me.
Right. Exactly.
Hey,
All right,
Shan.
bro.
All right. Yep.
I was just gonna say, I'm gonna be one of them people in your email, because I always got something to say. So
Yeah.
yeah, it'll be interesting.
Yeah. Just hit me up, and then shoot, we even get behind the scenes and figure out some things too. So yeah, we'll figure something out, Brandon, because you got a lot to bring to the table, and that's what I like. You know, and you're willing to take on the challenge. Instead of, man, that I ain't gonna even say it because then they'll be saying I'm throwing shots and stuff like that, which I don't care about throwing shots, but I'm trying to leave that alone because in the past we had individuals who say they didn't like a device and didn't own a device, and it was crazy as heck, man. Like it is crazy. So I would we did get together. If you email or I email you, we'll go back. I try to check the email every single day, so we'll go back and forth.
No, I got you. Cause I always email after the stream, and I feel like that's a little late, so I'll probably just schedule it to email in the morning or whatever.
Yeah, shoot. Either one, I'm gonna see it when I open it up and see because I do a lot of business ventures in the background as well. So yep. So I got to stay on that. I have to stay on that because a lot
Them
of
consultations too.
yep. So yeah, let me get to these consultations. Everybody, salute to y'all. I appreciate y'all. Everybody, let me check the donation. Somebody might have sent something. I think I did get something. I did see some type of alert. Uh Let me give a salute. Sean. Appreciate it, Sean. Thank you. And again, Michael, thank you. And Miss Teresa, thank you. I appreciate y'all for the love on PayPal. Y'all always looking out for me. And again, salute, salute. And if you want to go to the next level, already know what to do. Email me. I'm going to take you to the next level. I don't have look, Brandon, did I show you my PayPal last week?
Hmm.
And can you just you ain't got to get a number, but could you could we all use that money?
Yep. Yep.
All right.
Everybody, whether it's for bills, get you more Zidoos, that TV you always wanted, something.
Yep. And so this is why I tell y'all, if you do y'all stuff in your community right, you don't look, YouTube money is good. Don't get me wrong, it's all right. But you gonna triple, quadruple, and whatever else 6 times that out there. And some of y'all do it tax free because you deal with cash and none of that. So you ain't got to even worry about none of that. So that's the gem we gonna throw at y'all. We just threw y'all one. That's why I tell guys I'm not gonna argue about the YouTube money, but we can get into uh these application money and then go from there because it's way better here doing it in your community than on the tube or Facebook and doing all that stuff. I mean, it
Mhm.
serves its purpose, but you can just do so much more. And then that's all you need, one person to get you on and you'll be good to go. So with that being said, thank y'all for the live show. Brandon, thank you. I'm about to get on these consultations because that's what I do. And then go from there, guys. Y'all be safe. This Super Dale. I'm signing out this joint. Peace, guys.